La Tomatina, Spain. There are many legends of La Tomatina. However, the accepted version is that it occurred in the mid-20th century, when a street brawl broke out among friends close to a brimming vegetable stand. Those involved started throwing tomatoes at one another. This incident began what is now known as the world's biggest food fight in Spain. Locals have returned to the same scene yearly to recreate this uniquely messy and famous tomato pelting fiesta. This spirited festival on the streets of Buñol is about throwing over 15,000 tomatoes at one another to create a setting of participants covered in bright red pulp. The exciting event of La Tomatina has attracted many people from around the world, with festivities surrounding the event lasting a week. The last Wednesday of August is slated for the Big Tomato Fight. If you participate in the La Tomatina festival, you must use a specific variety of tomatoes and ensure to squash them before throwing them to avoid injuries. Cheese Rolling England. The spring bank holiday at Coopers Hill, outside of Gloucestershire, England, hosts the annual event of the Cheese Rolling Festival. The Southwest England tradition goes back hundreds of years, precisely 1837. The origin of these cheese rolling races is probably pagan, as a result of rolling objects down the hill. After winter, people roll burning bushwood bundles down the hill to symbolize the beginning of the new year. According to tradition, the event typically happens on the last Monday in May. Hundreds of participants will gather at Coopers Hill in Gloucester to chase a 9-pound round double Gloucester cheese launched down the 180-meter slope. Participants don't have to follow any protocol. They simply run down the hill with the cheese rolling in front of them. Whoever gets to the bottom of the hill wins the race. If you're an adventurer intrigued by the cheese rolling race and want to participate in this game, which many consider to be an extreme sport, you will have to fly to Gloucestershire. When you join other players, you will all run down the hill trying to catch the 9-pound rolling cheese. But be careful because many participants have reported concussion, broken wrists, and bruised kidneys along the way. The Running of the Bulls, Spain. The Running of the Bulls festival takes place in Pamplona, Spain, every year from July 6th through the 14th, accompanied by merrymaking, fireworks, and music. The bull running happens over a 2-line fencing, 875-meter course with 6 bell oxen, which know the route, leading 6 fighting bulls through Pamplona's narrow streets and even as far as the bull ring. Every morning around 8 a.m., the bull run happens for 7 days, with bulls representing a different breeder stocked daily. Fighting bulls take place in the evening's bullfight. The Running of the Bulls started in 1835 when Pamplona hosted its first bullfights, and then it became a tradition to run the bull through the city. The mozos who run with the bulls wear white pants and shirts adorned with a red bandana around their waist and neck. When officials began keeping records since 1924, 15 people had lost their lives in the run, and countless had sustained severe injuries. Baby Jumping Festival, Spain. Every June 23rd, part of the Baby Jumping Festival in the Spanish town of Castrillo de Murcia is to have men dressed as devils drive away evil by hurtling over newborn babies. The origin of El Salto de Colacho, meaning the Devil's Jump, dates back to 1620 as a Catholic celebration. These baby jumpers are representatives of the devil who removes evil from under 1-year-old babies. These devil impersonators will also hold castanets and horsehair whips to drive off spirits before they hurdle over 100 babies, while over 3,000 people watch on the sideline. If you had wanted your baby to participate in this, you're probably out of luck, as babies must be less than 1 year old and born in Castrillo or nearby to qualify for this ritual. At the end of the jumping, the devil will later chase older children to taunt them in the town square. Assuming you were present during the festival, you would see how the locals believe the evil spirits are passed to the devil when jumping over the babies. With this, the devils and evil spirits are banished by hanging white sheets from balconies, symbolizing purity. The abbots who bless the babies are the local Brotherhood of Santissimo Sacramento de Minerva, which organizes the celebration. Furthermore, members of the Brotherhood also act as the devils. Monkey Buffet Festival, Thailand. The Monkey Buffet Festival is held to celebrate thousands of long-tailed macaques in Lopburi, which are thought to bring good luck to Lopburi and its people. These native monkey species are thought to be the descendants of the god Hanuman, Lord Rama's greatest devotee. On the last Sunday of November, the locals serve these macaques over 4 tons of fruits and vegetables, including watermelons, pineapples, apples, and bananas. The ruins of the Praprang Samyo Temple in Lopburi host the festival. with a colorful, beautiful banquet awaiting the guest of honor, the macaques. The festival idea came up in 1989 by a hotelier, Yongyu Kitwatana Nuson, as a significant human-animal relationship. Since locals worship these long-tailed macaques and don't harm them, their population increase and attract tourism, which became their source of income. The Tourism Authority of Thailand later collaborated with Yongyu to launch the Monkey Buffet Festival in 1989. Since then, the locals have celebrated it yearly on the last Sunday of November. Wife Carrying Championship, Finland. Who would think what originated as a joke where men wooed ladies by picking them up from their villages and carrying them off their backs would become a global sport? A brigand, Rosvo Ronkainen of the 19th century Sonkajärvi, had a troop close to the area. Before accepting any troop to his ring, they must prove their worth on a challenging track by carrying large, heavy sacks on their backs, their feet extended to Rosvo and his henchmen stealing food, and women from villages around Sonkajärvi, carrying the women on their backs, and later taking these women as their wives. Several years later, Finland adopted the Wife Carrying Championship in 1992 as a yearly sporting event. Event participants must be ready to carry their girlfriends, wives, sisters, or cousins through a 253.5 meter course with parts of sand, grass, and gravel. If you're participating, your female partner must be above 17 and wear a helmet. She must also weigh over 49 kilograms or carry a heavy backpack to weigh 49 kilograms. You can also pick up your woman on your back or arms if she falls. Hadaka Matsuri, Japan. Hadaka Matsuri literally means naked festival. However, participants of Hadaka Matsuri are not completely naked but wear loincloths. They gather each year on the third Saturday of February under the sky of Okayama City in Saidaiji Temple. Dressed in white socks and white mawashi, a loincloth type worn by sumo wrestlers, the number of these loincloth men can reach about 10,000. A shingi stick, believed to bring good luck and happiness, will be thrown into the mob. The person who is able to grab shingi will be the winner for the year, getting the name Fuku Otoko, meaning lucky man. Hadaka Matsuri is part of the spotlight of Saidaiji Eyo, a sacred event that began in 1510 when Shonin Shua, the temple's chief priest, showered the lucky charms on the worshippers visiting the shrine. When many people reported to have been blessed with luck, more and more people came to Shonin, requesting lucky charms. However, the numbers began to swell, and Shonin had no choice but to throw the lucky charms over the worshippers' heads. That birthed the scrambling for the luck charms. Over the years, the festival took on its current shape when participants wore loincloths to give freedom and the use of shingi cut from a sacred tree. Pole climbing, Netherlands. Pole climbing started as a sport out of necessity. Farmers adopted it to get over many canals across the Netherlands. They went over the water instead of around it and leapt far using sticks. Records of these feats by the farmers date back to the 1200s, when the Netherlands hosted the first pole climbing competition in 1767. The ancient sport is called Vierleppen, meaning furthest jumper. Participants will sprint for 15 to 20 meters towards a canal, grab a pole, and push it into the water, with a pole launching them through the air and simultaneously climbing and trying to control the pole midair when it swings towards the opposite side. Successful pole climbers will land on the other side of the canal with a bed of sand, and those who fail will land in the water. The pole climbing competition is about a giant canal pole, superior upper body strength, and a will to cross a canal in a single bond. Night of the Radishes, Mexico. It took only two mid-18th century Dominican friars the courage to pull a stunt that later became an annual festival in Mexico. These monks discovered an abundant unharvested radish crop forgotten on the farms since there were plenty in Oaxaca, southern Mexico. They pulled up these radishes and carved them in different sizes and shapes. Then they surprised the Oaxaca residents by bringing their giant-sized radishes to the Christmas market held on December 23rd. The vegetable attracted many people to the market, producing record sales for farmers and artisans. This radish-themed display became Oaxaca's Christmas-time tradition, and Francisco Vasconcelos later turned the tradition into an official competition in 1897. Held annually on December 23rd. It takes talent to participate in the radish competition, but if you've got what it takes, you will meet some artists like yourself participating in the competition, which starts in the morning. You must use specific radishes that are bigger in length and size and supplied by the government to qualify for the competition. Attendees can watch as the artist sculpt the intricate details of each design. Night of the Radishes is the festival's main event. featuring concerts, fireworks, and light shows. Judges will stroll through the sculptures to pick the winners when the masterpieces are finished by the evening. Crying Baby Festival, Japan. In Japanese tradition, crying babies grow fast. Their innocent screams can fend off demons or other evil spirits. However, evil spirits or demons might harm the babies if they're not scared away by crying babies. This tradition would later become what is known as the Nakisumo Crying Baby Festival, celebrated over 400 years all over Japan. The festival is held annually in April at the Sensoji Temple in Asakusa, and it is thought to bring babies good health and fortune and protect them from evil spirits. You will be eligible for the competition if your baby is between 6 and 18 months. The event allows only about 100 lucky babies to participate through a lottery system. But it's one thing to be fortunate to participate, it's another to get your baby to cry intentionally. Mothers will hand their participating babies to sumo wrestlers who take the stage, hold their babies, and make strange looks and noises to get them to cry. Your baby will emerge as the winner if he's the one who cries first. Hair Freezing Contest, Canada. Earn 2,000 Canadian dollars, free soaks, and other benefits easily just by freezing your hair. At the hair freezing contest at Takini Hot Spring Resort, Yukon, Canada, contestants must dunk their heads underwater, emerge into the frigid air, and style their hair into stiff sculptures. If you have luck with elements and are creative, your hair will turn into manicured spikes or frosty tangles. Participants can get good results within 15 minutes when the air is cold enough. A completely frozen hair is an important rule you must follow if you want to participate. Air must be 40 below zero to achieve the best feed. Once coiffed, ring a wireless doorbell to inform officials to photograph them. For an annual contest that started in 2011, entrants must attempt to defy gravity as much as possible and mold the hair into a specific look. Blackening of the Bride, Scotland. You're the bride preparing for your wedding. It is some days before your wedding, and your friends and family capture you. You are covered in food and other substances like adhesive. You're rendered messy, which makes you uncomfortable in that situation. Then they parade you publicly for everyone in your community to see. That was the case for brides in the rural areas of northeast Scotland, the Northern Isles, and the Highlands for blackening the bride ritual before the 19th century. After some years, brides would have their legs and feet alternatively blackened and then scrubbed clean. Years later, part of the ritual was pillorying, tar feathering, capturing, and escaping. With this, all the events happened outdoors, changing wedding practices as people marry in the summer months. Ghost Marriage, China. Being the parents of an unwed daughter is a shame in Chinese tradition. As a young woman, you must be ready to be married off to a dead man. You must also move in with the family of your dead husband after the wedding and remain celibate until your death. You fulfill the basic rites of the traditional ghost wedding. The 206 BC Han Dynasty birthed the ghost marriage tradition through the Chinese yin and yang philosophy. If you're a yin, you can only reach harmony and philosophy of life after death when merged with your yang. It is believed that your spirit would feel lonely in the afterlife if you die as a bachelor or bachelorette. Chinese yin and yang philosophy is against this situation. The rule believed that the ghosts of the dead could harm the living families since they could not reach harmony in death. As such, the deceased opposite sex must be buried together to complete the yin and yang balance. While some communities around China still practice this tradition, it is meant to appease the minds of the living.